Welcome to the SnowMirror custom installation tutorial. In this video, we will explain custom setup options and also how to install multiple SnowMirror instances on one machine. We run the Windows installer and choose the custom install option, which gives us more control over the installation process and is advised for installing an enterprise-ready production environment. After clicking next, we can choose the SnowMirror installation folder. If you want to have multiple installations on one machine, each one has to be in a separate folder. SnowMirror is an HTTP server and uses two ports to run. For multiple installations, choose different ports for each installation. We also need to fill in the hostname of this machine on this page, so that the links are correct. The next page allows us to choose a configuration database. This is the database for saving SnowMirror configuration, not for ServiceNow data replication. By default, the configuration is saved to a built-in file database, however, we can change it to use another database. In this example, we choose MySQL running on this machine with the already prepared database named smconfig. In our case, the database user is SnowMirror, and we just need to fill in the password to continue with installation. On the next page, there is a checkbox for choosing SnowMirror to run manually or as a service. If we have multiple installations, we need to choose different Windows service names. We can also choose to run the service under a different user account or choose the system account. We now move on to the summary, so we can review the installation settings. When everything is correct, we click Next and wait for the installation to finish. After the installation, there is one final check for the configuration database connection. If SnowMirror cannot connect to its configuration database, it shows an alert and presents us with the connection settings page again. However, this time we can use the Test Connection button to aid us in resolving connection issues. We click this button and immediately see that the issue is with the credentials and we need to review the username and password. We type in the password again and click Test Connection. When the connection to the configuration database is working, we click Next and see that SnowMirror has successfully installed. We click Finish and wait for a brief moment for the configuration wizard to launch up. This wizard will guide us through the configuration of SnowMirror. The first step is to input the license key, either a trial or purchased one. After inserting a valid license key and clicking Next, we have to define the ServiceNow instance to work with. We fill in the address of our instance and the credentials. The Test Connection button is again very useful for verifying any issues with ServiceNow, including connection, credentials, permissions, and plugins. If we choose not to use admin permissions, it will also guide us through missing ACLs. If we choose not to use the admin permissions, it will also guide us through missing ACLs. We click the Test Connection button and see that logging in has failed. Therefore, we revise the login info and click the button again. We don't get any errors this time, so we can move on. If our machine wasn't connected to the internet directly, we can define a proxy here, but in our case we don't need it, so we just click Next. This is the replication database configuration. We can choose either the built-in one, however, this is mainly for evaluation purposes, so we choose to use our own database server. We fill in the prepared connection details and test the connection. We get no errors, so we continue by clicking Next. The next step is SMTP server configuration for sending notifications via email when SnowMirror fails to download data. If we skip this step, no notifications can be sent. In this example, we will use Gmail, but please note this configuration will not work properly. After clicking Next, we get to the last setting, which is to create a user account for SnowMirror. We just fill in the credentials we will be using for login to SnowMirror and click Next. And this is the last page, which is a summary of the selected configuration, so you can review it for errors. If something is wrong, we can easily change it from this page. We click Finish and can log in using the credentials we just created. SnowMirror is now successfully installed, configured and ready to use. If we ever need to change any configuration, we can just go to the Settings tab and find the appropriate section. For example, ServiceNow instance or Application Database configuration. We just installed and configured SnowMirror. If you are interested, there are more tutorial videos available. Thank you for watching.